And I'm saying women in general are not good parents. I believe that men are better suited parents because we're parenting from a logical standpoint, from a logical, rational, reasonable perspective.
Okay, I got another one for you guys. This ran across my timeline not too long ago. It's called "Why Being a Stepdad Just Isn't Worth It." I mean, I'm pretty interested in hearing what this brother here has to say. His name's Heavy Gant. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Shout out to him. I will tag his name in this video, so y'all go check out his content if you like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button, hit that notification button, and with that being said, let's get into this. This is
not ever seen anybody embark on being a stepfather and it work out. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen it, young man. So if it's a woman out there and you're possibly looking at going further with her, I'm trying to tell you, the whole stepfather position is a thankless position. The stepfather position it's almost like a throwaway spot. A throwaway spot meaning you get to do all the work and you don't get no credit for it, right? Like you get to be, it really appeals to female nature in the worst way. Because female nature, the longer you're with a woman, the more she's not going to appreciate you. The longer you're with her, the more entitled she's going to feel. The longer you're with her, the more she's going to expect, the less she's going to do. Now, you add a child to that that's not yours, to that equation, to how she naturally is. I understand, like, I'm not just talking negative about women. I'm talking about their nature. Okay? And you're already coming into a situation that you have to coach this, right, with a woman. Because you have to know that ultimately she's going to be more entitled. She's going to do less. She's going to want more.
Like, I've heard a lot of guys say that her expecting more and doing less is becoming more and more common. I'm hearing a lot of guys say this when they're in their past experiences, in their past relationship. Boy, I guess it's really getting that bad out here.
That's common regardless. When a woman already has a child on top of that, she's expecting more. She's expecting you to be a father figure, but you're not the child's daddy. She's expecting you to have the responsibility of a father figure, meaning a provider and a protector. And you're not that kid's father. So at any point, like the only way that I could imagine, I'm not gonna give no type of extra of how it could work, because every man that I've ever known that's came into being a stepfather, it has been a horrible situation for him. It has not worked out for him. You know, you talk about living in a house with a woman and her kids, and those kids not respecting you, those kids not minding, those kids causing havoc in school and elsewhere. Because you got to understand, man, one of the main reasons to not be a stepfather is that women aren't good parents.
Oh man, I can't believe he said that part. But before I talk about that, when he said you have to deal with her children that she had by another man, being disrespectful towards you, and let me tell you something about myself. I've never woke up one day and said, you know, I would like to take care of another man's seed today. That's never been me. Like I said before, that I do want children of my own, that I partook in creating, you know, a copy of myself, right? And look, I don't have anything against adoption or anything like that. Look, this ain't about that. This is about dudes who went into that stepfather role with a chick who has children already by another man.
And I'm saying women in general are not good parents. I believe that men are better suited parents because we're parenting from a logical standpoint, from a logical, rational, reasonable perspective.
And those kids have a father, but it's like those kids will always like defend their biological father's honor. Now you can be a pretty awesome. It seems like you can be this is how it seems to be. It seems like you could be a pretty awesome father to those kids, but they will always defend their biological father's honor because they know you're not their father. You're just a guy that their mom just so happens to be dating at the time or married to.
They're really not. They're really not. And am I talking about all women? I'm saying women in general are not good parents. I believe that men are better suited parents because we're parenting from a logical standpoint, from a logical, rational, reasonable perspective.
He's 100% correct on that because a lot of times when you have kids who grow up with just their mother in the house now, typically they don't end up being productive citizens. They're more likely to drop out of school, go to jail, get into any type of trouble with the law that you can think of versus a child who is just raised by their father is more the opposite. Now, there are some cases where, a person was raised by just their mother, they turn out okay, or they were just raised by their father, they don't turn out okay. Yeah, that does happen. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. But at the same time, by and large, what typically happens when a kid is raised by solely their mother or solely their father? Now, I prefer both of them being the child's life, obviously, together as a nuclear unit. But in more and more cases nowadays, in 2022 and beyond, going into 2023, more and more kids are being raised in just a one-parent household, and that one parent is typically the mother.
And when a child grows up being parented from an emotional perspective, that takes a toll on the kid, man. So you got to imagine, let's say a kid is 10 years old and you start talking to that boy's mama. Let's say it's a little boy. You're already coming into a situation that was already going before you got there. So she's been parenting her way. She's been parenting her way, her rules, her say so, and you as a man have to come in and deal with that. And what I've noticed, man, I've seen men have to come in to situations where women have teenage sons or preteen sons, like 12-year-olds that need to sleep in the bed with their mama, that need to lay all up under their mama all the time. Now, I'm a very affectionate person with my children. I'm always kissing my kids' cheeks. I'm always hugging my kids. But it's not a positive situation if a young boy always has to be nuzzled. You know what I mean? This kid is damn near 11, 12. Nuzzled all up in his mama's bosom. Now it's not real.
Yeah, that does sound real unusual. A kid that age should not be still on. If you ask me, it's just my opinion. If you ask me, a kid at that age shouldn't be all under his mom's. Like, not to me.
Really a problem if that's not your woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm just coming through and smashing mom, that's not a problem because that's her business. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But if she wants me to be her man, I got to deal with that. I've got to deal with that because that little boy is growing up under my leadership. I'm going to have to deal with that. And what you'll find, man, is like a lot of these women, I'm telling you, they're not going to let you do they're not going to let you do nothing when it comes to parenting and disciplining their children. That really is the main reason to not even deal with it. It ain't because it may help the kid, man. I think it'll be awesome. You know what I mean? To help a kid, give them some instruction, some guidance, some leadership. Awesome. Great. But a lot of the time when you deal with that woman, she ain't gonna let you do nothing different than how she been parenting with that child.
What he's basically saying is it's a bad trade-off. And one end, you genuinely want to help the child out, give him some guidance, things that'll probably help him or her, navigate through life going into the teen years and adult years, at some point. Yeah, that, like you said, that's awesome. I don't see a problem with that. But then the trade off is just that you have to, like you said, you have to deal with the way she's been raising that child by herself, because that kid is going to be so used to how she's running things, and then and here you come, the new guy, trying to spark some dominance in the with what's going on, trying to put some dominance in there on your end, and that kid's gonna give you some pushback. You, the stepdad, some pushback, because it's like, wait, you're the new guy in the picture. Like, why should I have to? They're probably thinking this in their head. Why should I have to listen to you? Or what's the good old saying? You ain't my daddy. If you ever listen to, for those of you who ever listen to what's the name of that song? Oh yeah, Step Daddy by Hitman Sammy Sam. Like, I'm telling you right now, I used to listen to that song when I was a child, and I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny, gimmicky, or whatever as a child. But as I got older and a lot wiser, I would go back and listen to that song again and listen to the lyrics. It's like, oh boy, it hits a little bit different when you listen to it as an adult.
She's not going to let you do nothing different than how she's been parenting that child. So if he gets to slam doors, if he gets to make a mess, if he gets to talk crazy and get kicked out of school, you're not supposed to say nothing. That ain't your kid. So it's the overall attitude that modern women have that really makes it a waste. Doesn't really make it worth it to be a step parent, because really what this woman's asking for, dude, she's asking for you to do more than any other man in her life. Than any other man up to that point. She's asking more of you, and she's giving you nothing. The only thing what she's giving you, check it. She's giving you basically the same thing she's given her friend with benefits. The friends with benefits wasn't having to pay no bills. The friends with benefits was not having to be a father figure. The friends with benefits was not having to be a protector and provider. But he got access to the same thing you getting access to. And she wants you to be a father figure and not discipline the kid.
All right, I'm in it right there. So, man, that is such a horrible trade-off. And for any guy, like, I know there's probably some situations where being a stepdad has actually worked out. The kids actually listen to the stepfather. The mother is cool with him and disciplining his children if need be. But for a lot of guys, it's probably not the best option, because you're going into something that's already been established and already been created by another man. And it's like you gotta rewire that child's brain into letting them know that, hey, I'm the father now. Now your real dad, I don't know whatever's going on with him. I'm here now, and then they got to get it in their mind like, oh, okay, so I gotta listen to this guy now. It's just been me and my mom for so long. It seems like it could either actually work out in some cases or very few cases, or it could be a complete disaster for you, the man, that wants to be with this woman and her children, because you're not just with her, like you're with her and that kid. That's what they will call the package deal, and I guess in a lot of cases, it's just not a good trade. And with that being said, I will put the link to this video in the description down below if you want to watch the rest of it. And shout out to this brother right here. Let me make sure I get his name. Right. Hold on. Heavy Gant. Shout out to Heavy Gant. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the link down below. I'm gonna tag his name in the description as well, so you guys go check out his channel if you want to see more of his content. Also, make sure you guys go check out some of my older content. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. I really, really appreciate that. Also, check out my shorts. I really appreciate that as well. Until next time, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.